My name is Jennifer Morton. I'm the marketing manager for the Association of Golf Merchandisers, and I have over 15 years experience in golf course marketing. Today, we're going to talk about email marketing in 2021 with the predicted trends, my tips, and a few marketing strategies that I've picked up over the years. I'll also be sharing lots of practical examples with you as well. For PGA members watching the session live, you'll be able to receive 1 MSR credit for attending the session. Please be sure to watch until the session concludes. For those viewing this on demand later, you can also receive 1 MSR credit for the session. You'll need to watch this until the very end and complete the test, which will be accessible once this concludes. Thank you. And with that, let's dive in. So, 2020 has been a very unique year that brought rapid changes to most aspects of our personal and professional lives. Many of us were forced to work from home for at least a short while. Zoom meetings became a regular occurrence, as did slippers, and most of us were wearing casual attire for a bit. 2020 was a year that brought us the pandemic, protests calling for racial justice, a contentious election, and a shift in how customers shopped, with many shoppers moving online. Did you know that 1 out of every $5 is now spent online? And then there was BOPUS, buy online, pick up in store. Lots of change. Yet, in this world where everything was rapidly changing, email and email marketing remained a consistent performer throughout the year. Why? It's a reliable form of communication between businesses and consumers. It's cost effective. For every $1 you spend on email marketing, you can expect an average return of $51. And open rates remained consistent throughout the year, hovering around 21%. Today, we're going to go over the following topics in this seminar. We're going to learn what trends are predicted in 2021. We're going to discover tips, tricks, and tools of the trade to increase your email engagement. And we're going to explore examples of the types of emails top brands are using to enhance the customer journey for them. So, diving in, if we talk through some of the top trends that I see moving forward in 2021, hyper-personalization would be number 1 on my list. And you might ask yourself, what is hyper-personalization? That moves beyond just putting the customer's name in the email subject. That goes into segmenting your marketing list. It goes into looking at where your emails are and your customers are coming from, and then marketing and targeting them based on their purchasing habits. So you can group your subscribers into a wide variety of ways. You can group them by the type of brands that they like to shop. You can target them based on when they like to play at your golf course, based on the type of the day of the week that they come out, if they are a morning golfer, an afternoon golfer, a weekday or a weekend golfer, whether or not they're using a golf cart or if they're walking, what salesperson they like to shop with, how much they're spending in your shop. As much as you can dive in and target that customer, the better. The benefits of doing so, you're going to build a deeper customer relationship with that customer, and that's going to ultimately lead to greater sales. Here's an example that I received in my inbox from Red Robin regarding a birthday email that my daughter received. The email header up top, "Happy Birthday, Heather" from Red Robin. It has her name in the header. When we open it, her name is in the right there, front and center. Heather's birthday is here. And then one of the great things about birthday emails is that specific type of email can generate up to 340% more revenue per email than a regular promotional email. Now just think about that. I have a family of 6. So to know that my daughter is going to get a free burger at Red Robin, that's a pretty hefty tab for our family to go over and participate and let them celebrate my daughter. And people like to be celebrated. So I think that is just something that you're going to see continuing and growing in 2021. The next tip would be the increased use of animation. Eyes like motion and movement, and video is great, but you can't embed video into your emails, or at least you shouldn't, because you're going to end up in spam filters. And linking to YouTube or Vimeo, that's great as well. Incorporating video into your email, those are fabulous, but they don't typically play when you open an email. Using GIFs, this is a GIF right here, is a wonderful way to just increase and utilize motion inside of a video. Or inside of an email. If I look to the next page, you see a couple of additional examples. The one on the right is one that Dick's Sporting Goods has thrown out. The one that I put here on the bottom is one that I made actually during the holidays. I like it. This is actually done through through Canva. What you can do, you don't need to have any design skills. I will easily say my designing opportunities are fairly weak, but you can have the companies that will automatically animate the videos for you, which just creates a little bit of motion and movement. If we go to the next slide, you'll see some additional ones this one's from Shein. And I like the way that they're doing it, in that a real easy way of doing it would be to just scroll through a couple of different clothing options that you might have. Or another opportunity would be to make some movement onto your call of action. Moving on to the next one would be drip campaigns. So these are doing campaigns based on how a customer interacts at your facility. For example, if you have a customer that's brand new to your facility and the first time they come in, you might send them a welcome series. So the very first email is welcome to our facility. A week later, you're giving them an offer for a free bucket of range balls. And a week after that, a free lunch. Now, as that customer comes in and they interact with you and they take advantage of that free range ball, you would move them from one automation series into the next. This is really nice in that it shows a high level of interaction and personalization between you and that customer. Moving on as well, I think you're going to see a increased use of typography type of art being used instead of the traditional hero image. If I move back one slide, you can see that this email from Evo shows what I would consider more of your traditional hero image, meaning there's a large picture of whatever it is they're trying to advertise to me, and then the traditional copy. Whereas moving forward in 2021, I think you're going to see big, bold, unique fonts, and the messaging is going to be done that way versus using pictures. This keeps your messaging simple, short. It makes a huge impact in what you're seeing. And I think that just, it focuses the eye and the attention really easily and nicely. One of the next trends I see moving forward is just the use of text-only emails. These create a sense of connection between the brand and the company. This really does coincide with the hyper-personalization. You saw it a lot with companies that were connecting with the social protests that happened in 2020, as well as companies that were really showing what they were doing to keep their customers and their employees safe during the pandemic with safety measures. I think that you're going to continue to see that as we move forward into 2021. I think that also helps build trust between the consumer and the brand. So when we move towards design trends, this is going to be my last trend topic. With those of us that have iPhones know that dark mode has been a really big deal in 2020, and I think you're going to see that moving into email trends for 2021. And that is kind of a dark email with light text on it, such as this one from Disney. These are considered easier to read on devices at night, and it also saves on battery. Your next trend is going to be a minimalist design. These emails are much simpler. They're uncluttered. They typically have one message instead of 2 or 3 or 7. So they're just real simplistic in their look and design. And then the third one would be using really bright and bold colors, making a statement, and so that you stand out and you're really noticed in emails. Since you're sending fewer points in your email, you really want to be sure that you're seen when you are opened. So those are the trends that I see moving forward in 2021. The next thing I just want us to talk through would be kind of some engagement facts. And I'm going to actually read this one. I don't like reading a lot of slides generally, but this one I think is good as we move forward. The average time spent reading an email in 2020 was 11.82 seconds. And that's actually probably a lot higher than I spend reading my average email. The average office worker receives 121 emails daily, and I think that's going to increase. 53% of emails are opened during the workday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And if an email is not opened within the first 24 hours, it has less than 1% chance of ever being opened. So what are you doing in your email marketing to be sure that you're being seen and that you're attracting attention and that you're going to get seen and just through the noise of everything? I've mentioned this once before, but the average email open rate for all industries is about 21%, and the average click-through rate is 3.5%. So the biggest question that I'm always asked is, when should you send an email? What's the best day of the week? I've always answered Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then let's go through that a little bit. This email or this artwork shows that Saturdays and Sundays would also be really great days to open emails. And so you might say, hey, Jen, what's up with that? Before we dive into that, I am going to quickly say Mondays and Fridays, I would still be hesitant against sending emails. And the reason for that, people come into work on Mondays, they have a busy week ahead of them. The last thing they want to do is go through all their emails. So they're hitting the delete button as fast and furious as they possibly can. It's a big day to just get deleted and not be seen. Friday is a day that people are wanting to leave the office early. They're trying to get things done, tidied up, and cleared out. So it's also a day that I would typically avoid sending emails. When you look at this, I would say, what's going on with Wednesday? And then also what's going on with Saturday and Sunday. So let's look at the next slide, which talks about the volume of emails that are sent every day of the week. So I find this one intriguing in that Wednesday is by far and away receiving the highest volume of emails. So I think that shows why the open rate is a little bit weak on Wednesdays. Also, the weekends are far and away receiving the smallest amount of emails, hence why I think they're receiving a higher open rate. And my takeaway to you on this would be, experiment with the day of week, see what you are getting to have the highest open rates for you. And then we'll just quickly dive into the next one, which are click-through rates. What day of the week are you getting the highest click-through rates? You can see on this as well. The weekends, Saturday and Sundays, are also getting nice click-through rates. Tuesday right now is getting really high click-through rates as well. Wednesday is fairly low. I think that's going to coincide with the fact that it's just getting inundated with a very high volume of emails being sent. But my overall response to you is, go with what works for you. But if I were to give you a recommendation, I would say Tuesday and Thursday. The next question I frequently am asked is, what time should you be sending your email? And that one is a little bit easier for me. I would say generally between 9 and 11, anytime between 9 and before noon is usually a good time to send your emails. The number one time by experts tends to be 10 to 11. However, I am going to actually talk through this slide a little bit as well. That is also going to depend on, one, what you're trying to promote, and two, who it is you're trying to promote that to. College students, they open their emails most often between the hours of noon and 2. Why? Because they like to sleep in. Older subscribers, a lot of our golfing clientele, they tend to open up emails between 9 and 11 a.m. If you're looking to promote a sale or a live event or a restaurant offer, there's actually 2 different times, either in the morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., or a promotional sale and special could also be done between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. And I think the reason for that is with more and more people checking their emails on their mobile devices before they go to bed, shopping online on their mobile devices, do not underscore the value of sending an email at a time that you might not have normally considered. So if we look at some of the tricks that I might suggest to increase your engagement and to get your emails a little bit more likely to be open, let's start with a fairly easy one, which would be the use of an emoji inside your email. How many of you guys are using emojis in your emails currently? I'm always surprised that more companies are not doing so. They are known to increase open rates by as much as 56%. You can see a couple of examples here on the right from my inbox. You need to be careful that you're not overusing these because they can look spammy fairly quickly. The little smiley guy on the bottom here, I've included because that was actually, this little guy is MailChimp's most used emoji from 2020. So this next one, the importance of a well-constructed subject line. We as email marketers are spending all of our time trying to create the absolute perfect email. We find the perfect image, we create the perfect copy, we have the most beautiful offer that we spend all of our time creating the content of our email, but how many of us are really focusing on the subject line? That is equally as important, if not more so, than the content itself. Are you aware that 35% of people are opening an email based on the subject line alone? And there are some tips and tricks that I thought we should go over here today. One is that your ideal length of the subject line should be approximately 7 to 8 words long. And if you, the smaller, the better. A 3-word subject line actually gets the most engagement. And if you can make it personal, all the better. So let me state that. If you can use words that get into the heart of somebody, that are emotive and make people feel something, that's going to increase your opportunities. For example, words such as fall in love, save the date, limited time offer, words that reference popular culture like movies, TV shows, things like that. You will also be referencing things that people are talking about. You're going to have a higher chance of being open. If you add a sense of urgency, final hours, flash sale, limited supply, those can also increase your open rate. Sharing news, buying guides, making people feel special. We already talked about how people want to be singled out. They want to feel like they're special and unique. So if you have VIP offers, if you birthday offers, those tend to do really well. If you can address pain points, what are the things that customers care about? What are the things that they're worried about? And how can you address those things? I added some words here that are helpful and tend to increase open rates as well. Quicker, improve, faster, without the hassle, save money on these gifts, beat a slice, looking for affordable golf equipment. That one might be a little long. That's a lot higher than our 7 to 8 words, but you kind of get the idea. So just as there's words to use, there's also words that I would seek to avoid. And the reason for that are these words can create a sense of distrust. They can also trigger your email not to make it into the inbox, but to immediately go into a spam filter. So free would be one of the most overused words. Urgent and using all caps would be 3 of the highest ones that I would recommend that you avoid. When you are collecting emails, and I just want to touch over this super quickly, Not all emails are created equal. You want to ensure that you have permission for every email address on your list. There's no need to ever buy email addresses. You don't need to purchase a list. Just take the time, build your email with engaged subscribers, people who want to hear from you. Best practices for collecting emails online: be sure to place an unchecked opt-in check-in box on your sign-up form. Tell your subscribers exactly what they're signing up for. I don't care if you intend to email your subscribers every hour of the day. There might actually be somebody who wants to hear from you every hour of the day. Just tell your subscribers on that sign-up form how often you intend to email them, and be honest. If you're saying sign up for exclusive deals, then just be sure you're delivering on that promise. Let's move in now to some marketing email ideas that you can incorporate into 2021. We'll start with sale ideas. I think everyone likes that. One of the easiest examples, if we're going to do sales, would be a flash sale. I think these are really fun. They trigger the fear of missing out. If you can use a countdown clock, such as what Macy's did, I think that's super successful. If you can use words like limited availability. I know Nordstrom uses only 2 left or only 1 left, which really does, for me anyways, trigger me to want to add that to my cart so I don't miss out. Moving on, this Gibson Look was a new email opportunity that I had never seen before, which was the discount actually became smaller the longer you waited. So for example, on Monday, if I shopped the site, I could save 30% site-wide and I got free shipping. Whereas on Friday, I was only going to save 20%. So, oh my goodness, I better go early and shop so I had the better savings and probably had the better selection. Another email for sales I think works really well are daily deals or gift guides. Daily deals because it creates a sense of expectation in your customer's inbox that every day they're going to get a new email from you, and so they are going to open it. They want to see what's next. If we move beyond the sale, and really when you're sending emails, I would say you should be doing about an 80-20 on that. Only 20% of your email should be sale related. The rest of it should be offering some kind of value. So there should be a lot more that you're emailing your customers about. But I think a how-to series can be really successful. For example, this one by Joanne, this actually had 10 ideas on 10 projects for the winter. You could do, in the golf business, you could do a video lesson series with a weekly tip. You could do in your pro shop, how to winterize your golf wardrobe with let's say how to choose the best rain gear. Video lesson series are really easy to do on these. There's so many opportunities for how to email series. You could create a series email. We talked about that with daily deals or a gift guide. Those are also really good examples that creates the sense of expectation. Another one are Q&A emails. People spend much less time on your website trying to find answers to their questions than you think they do. If you're getting a lot of questions, you go ahead and you should look into answering those online. If you have informational emails or newsletters, those tend to perform really well, mentioning your upcoming events, extended store hours, or new product arrivals. Giveaways that offers you an opportunity to invite your customers into the store for promotional things and for your customers to enter their name into a drawing. It increases engagement. You can collect leads and promote products. Safety measures, this is something that I think every company should be doing. It offers you the opportunity to let customers know how they can shop safely in your stores, what you're doing to protect them and your employees. And if you're just not comfortable creating original content, curating content, finding articles that you think are valuable and sharing those with your consumers is another great opportunity. And it also promotes you and shares you as an expert in the field. One last thing, moving beyond the sale, is case studies. So customers find that online reviews influence their purchasing decisions 93%. So it's a massive opportunity for you. If you bring in a customer that you've done a lesson video series with and improved their game by 10 strokes, or did a fitting and improved their yardage by 15 yards with their driver fitting, do a case study and have that customer kind of tell what that experience was like with you, and just share and promote that via email. I think you'll find you'll have tremendous results with that. Birthday emails, they have about a 340% higher engagement rate than your typical 21% for your regular emails. I added one for my dog from Chewy that I got. Another one are loyalty programs. Do you have a loyalty program at your facility? If so, how are you engaging with your customer on that? When your customer is either reaching a certain dollar point, or even if they're engaging on certain levels, if they played 9 times, but once they hit 10 times, they get a certain deal. Anything you can do to make that customer feel special is a really great opportunity to make them feel like they're a VIP, or that they are special at your facility. Sephora always puts my status whenever I engage with them, which I think is really cool. And they kind of tell me what my next special offer is that's going to be coming up. Next, going through automation emails. These are super effective, and they're another one that is kind of a drip campaign, stuff that you create once and then you forget about it. So tea time reservation confirmations, really effective. Order confirmations on the or abandoned shopping cart series. And it looks like I got these backwards, but the order confirmation is actually from Evo, and the abandoned shopping cart is from Nordstrom Rack, which is don't miss a good thing. You know, you had this in your cart and you left it. I also like the fact that both Evo and Nordstrom Rack have on here additional opportunities to shop. So they have their, you know, if I want to shop shoes, bags, accessories, and all of that is pretty laid out specifically for me. It's not their general site. A welcome email has an average open rate of 82%. We already know an average open rate is only 21%. So you going in and sending these emails that are directly related to your customers' purchase habits, shopping habits, their interaction with you at your facility is going to have higher open rates. Everything that you can do for that is going to pay off dividends. So moving into the next slide. Finally, not all emails are created. You don't need every email that's in your system. If a subscriber is not engaging with you, you should have a system in place where you're trying to get that customer to re-engage. So if they haven't re-engaged engaged with you between 90 and 180 days, depending on what you feel is important, go ahead and create an offer with maybe a, you know, we miss you. Here's a special value opportunity to come in and shop with us. And then after and then resend that every 30 days for maybe 90 days. And if they still aren't engaging with you, I would dump them from your list. So my final thing that I just want to go over real fast are a couple tools of the trade that I think are will make your life easier if you haven't already discovered these. One are Canva and Poster My Wall. These are super easy templates featuring stock photography that will help make your designs look professional, and they're fast. They're very drop and drag and click. They are real easy to work with. I use them all the time. And there's a pro level, so stock photography is free, and there's a paid level, or there's a free level where you can just pay $1 a piece. Whoops. There's a site called Grammarly. I love it. It's a free extension if you use Chrome, which will automatically check for spelling and grammar errors as you're doing your writing. kind of gives you a little bit of a spell check opportunity, and just to make sure that whatever you're putting doesn't have any changes in how it should be said. When you're collecting emails, I would say that, adding a pop-up onto your site might be a really good opportunity. Most websites capture less than 1 email for every 200 visitors. I would hesitate against having a pop-up be first and center as soon as a customer comes onto the page. I think a lot of customers would immediately X out of that. I like using more of what's called an exit strategy, meaning the customer has an opportunity to look around the page, see if they like what they see. And then as that customer then goes and moves their mouse up to hit the X to exit out of that page, the site Opt-in Monster or Sumo recognizes that and will pop up a screen asking that customer if they would like to leave their email. And if you use a value proposition such as a coupon for a free offer or download a free ebook, you're going to have a much higher success rate collecting that email. There's a site called Activecampaign that's going to just help you with a visual automation builder on if a customer does X, Y is going to occur. This will help you when you're trying to create your automated workflows for your drip campaigns. I would highly recommend that as well, something for you to check out. And with that, I would just love to thank you for joining me today, and personally invite you to reach out to me at jennifer@agmgolf.org if you'd like to find out more about the Association of Golf Merchandisers or about email marketing or marketing in general. Just feel free to drop me a line. I'm always looking forward to connecting with new people and forming new relationships in the business. And with that, thank you for joining me today.